Soul is fire. From a slow simmer to a beautiful braise. Soul is sweet perfection and salty, spicy, saucy goodness. Soul is buttery smooth, melt in your mouth, and oh my. Discover our soul in Jackson, Mississippi, the city with soul.
You miss me? The truth is, I miss me too. This season, we show you why Jackson is the city with soul.
I've talked to seasoned business owners, a high-end custom fashion designer, and an entertainment mogul. And the food. Don't get me started on the food. I know y'all love LA, New York, Atlanta, yada, 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 but right now, this is about Jackson, Mississippi. I'm talking Mediterranean, Thai food, French cuisine, Caribbean. I mean, shit, I keep going.
It's clear that Jackson got something to say, and Dirty Napkins is here to say it. So get ready. Let's get some napkins dirty. Welcome back to season 3 of Dirty Napkins, where we interview your favorite people at your favorite places. Our hope is to influence the culture, not only through food, but by the personal experiences and testimonies of our esteemed guests. I'm your host, J.Taylor, and if you can't tell, my excitement is through the roof. Why? Because we've got a real treat for you this season. You'll meet political figures, a chief communications officer for one of the world's largest brands, a highly decorated chef, and a torsador, to name a few. I've enjoyed a spread of food ranging from Mediterranean, Caribbean, French, and my personal favorite, soul-warming Southern cuisine. Today, we're here at Tuk Tuk Boom, and I'll be having a conversation with Tambra Cherie. She's an entrepreneur, TV and radio personality for Jackson's very own Hot 97.7, the beat of the capital. So without further ado, sit back, enjoy the conversation, and let's go get some napkins dirty. Thank you. All right.
Alrighty, welcome in.
Okay.
It's gonna be our grab and go area.
Right.
So we usually have homemade peanut butter pie
Okay.
and sea salt caramel cheesecake. And then these are just some little bubbly waters with caffeine.
Gotcha.
Our owner loves them.
Which one is the crowd favorite of the desserts?
Definitely the cheesecake.
The
People
cheesecake?
Love it.
Okay.
Can't help it. My
Okay.
favorite is peanut butter pie, and that's why it's sold out right now.
Oh, I got you.
Over here, we're gonna order at the counter with one of our
Okay.
employees.
All right.
We also do a lot of fresh made cocktails. My favorite are the margaritas. Our seasonal right now is a pineapple coconut, and it's so good.
Is it? Sounds refreshing.
It's so good.
Okay.
It's like what you want a pina colada to be.
Oh, okay.
And then we have the frozen pomegranate mojito. It's a little difficult to make sometimes, but it is so good and so
Okay.
worth it. And it's purple, which is fun.
Cute.
Yes. And then behind you we have drink station,
Okay.
normal stuff, you know. And then my favorite part over here is the Spice It Up bar. So everyone can make it, their entrees as spicy or as mild as they want it.
Smell the heat.
You can smell the heat, especially these chili flakes. They are like, the oils themselves are like bright red and
Sure.
so spicy. But they're super flavorful. We fry all these in-house and grind them down.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
That's
everything's
impressive.
fresh. Everything's fresh, made to order. And it's really fun.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
thanks for the tour. We're
Yeah,
gonna get some
man.
napkins dirty.
Yes, we're
All
so
right.
excited that y'all are here.
We're excited to be here.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Alrighty.
Well, we're here at Tuk Tuk Boom, and if you didn't know who I'm sitting with, I'm here with the midday diva, Tambra Cherie. So how you doing today?
I am doing good. How are you?
I can't complain. You look nice. Thanks
Thank
for taking some time to have a conversation with us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I want to get right into it. What do you listen to? Like, what were you listening to on your way to this interview in your car?
Our station, 97.7.
Is that all? Is that all you listen to? Though?
This market, yes. Yes.
So no Apple Music, no Spotify, no nothing. 97.7 the whole time.
I always want to know what's going on our station.
Loyal.
Yes.
I grew up listening to you, and I mean, it's just been, how long have you been on that station?
Oh, I've been with 97 maybe. I thought it was 10, but it may be a little longer because I try to tell everyone time flies when you're having like fun.
I got you.
So I probably lost count at this moment, but it's been a while. But I've been in the radio since I interned at a radio station in college.
Oh, is that how it happened?
Yes.
Okay, talk to me about that then. I'm curious.
Oh yes, for sure. It definitely started in college. I started interning at a radio station when I was in college.
Okay.
Pretty much I fell in love with it, to be honest. And I was also doing television at the same time. I was in a local program called Admission Granted, where we were literally going around to like different restaurants, events, and concerts, and interviewing artists and covering events and like just the nightlife and what was going on in the city of Jackson. So that's actually how I started. Then went to radio.
So what college did you go to?
The Jackson State University.
Okay.
Yes.
Fair enough. Wow.
Yes.
So you had your start going around to these different little events. You said it was called Admission Granted?
Admission Granted, yes. It actually used to come on CW34. It came on CW34 for years. It actually started on the Access channel. It's like a local Access channel. Then we moved to WJTV. From late nights, we went to days. So it just grew throughout those years. So I actually started there, then interned at a radio station.
Almost sound like it was a little destined for you almost. Did you think growing up as young Tam that you wanted to be on radio?
I thought I was going to be a teacher.
Oh, big switch.
Yes, to be very honest, I thought I was going to be a teacher early on because they said I would always like line up my dolls and try to teach them. So I thought I was going to be a teacher. That didn't work out. I didn't like that. But when I made it to college, I wanted to be in the business world. I loved business and corporate. But when I started interning at corporations, I realized I would get finished with the work like really, really quick, and I'll start looking up entertainment news. So I realized my passion had changed. I had always loved like helping people entertain. Like I always loved that stuff. So I went off what I loved to do.
I see. Okay, so let's go back to young Tam. I want to talk about young Tamara a little bit, and then we'll get to where we are today and all the things that you have going on. So what was life like for you when you think back to your younger days? What was that all like?
What was it like? I had a good life.
Did you?
It was good. Yes. Yes.
What side of town are you from? You're from Jackson, I'm assuming.
I am from Jackson. I grew up in North Jackson. My grandparents actually stayed by Powell Middle School.
Okay.
And then my other grandmother stayed in West Jackson. So I was all over Jackson growing up.
You're Jackson.
Yes. And then I had another great grandmother who stayed in West Jackson by Jackson State off of Winter Street. I was all over Jackson growing up. So I always like to say, yeah, a little bit of every piece of Jackson helped raise me.
Well, you know, as kids and when we were raised in these cities, like, did you have any insecurities growing up, like from a young child that you know?
To be honest with you, I really grew up in a family of love. You know, my parents, they started dating in high school.
Oh, high school.
Yes, they're high school sweethearts. They were married in college. Same thing with my grandparents. So
high school sweethearts too?
Exactly. Exactly. So I grew up just in a household full of love. I grew up in a household where every time we walked in and out the door, it was "I love you." It was always that. So that I grew up like that's why I say, you know, and I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
Like if there were issues and problems, like they kept that from us.
Yeah.
Like they kept that from us. They tried to shield us from those things.
Do you need that, like, with you growing up in a house of love and all of that? Do you need that in like potential partners? Are you single?
I am dating.
Oh, you're dating. Okay, so you're dating someone.
I am
right
dating
now.
someone.
Okay. Gotcha,
Yes,
gotcha.
I am dating someone.
How's that going?
It's going good. It's going good.
Would you say it's hard to date you? Do you think it's hard to date you?
Do I think it's hard to date me? Of course not. No, yeah. Is it hard to date me? Let's say this. I don't think it's hard to date me, but you have to be ready to date me.
Oh, explain
Because I
that
come
to
with a lot. I come with a lot. And when I say that, I bring a lot to the table. I can bring this table if I want to.
Okay.
So I think that's important. You have to be ready. Excuse me. Okay, you have to be ready. So I don't think I'm a lot today, but I do require
A lot.
I do have, standards and boundaries, and I do have those things. Some things I'm not going to be okay with. Some things I am okay with. Some things I'm not going to compromise. I'll meet you somewhere, but some things I'm just not going to compromise. And then you have to be ready, because I'm in a male-dominated industry at the same time, at the end of the day.
Okay.
I am. It's still male-dominated.
Today.
To this day, it's still more males, and I'm around more males. Even in my station, you have to be comfortable. I'm around guys all day long. You cannot come and date me if you're a jealous type of guy.
I was gonna say,
I'm
do
with
your partners-
men every day.
Do your partners have issues with that?
I have dated.
With some of your partners.
I have dated before, I have dated before, and someone definitely had a problem with that, and you can't do that. I interview artists all the time, so you can't be jealous.
And what's something you won't compromise on? You said you have to compromise. What's something you will not budge on? What's a pillar of, what's something that Tamara said, I will not deal with this?
My career. I've definitely had people that want to stop my career. I'm not doing that.
Like what they say, hey, I really like you, but I want you to get off radio, like something like that.
What? I have had it. Quit your job. Like, my career.
They better be making some serious bank if they want you to quit, right?
And it's not even about that, but it's about the passion I have for it. So it's not even enough money to make me want to quit doing what I love to do. It's not. So that's just something you have to be able to handle. And as far as being able to, things I do, I'm out a lot, I host a lot. You have to be able to do with that. I travel a lot. You have to be able to deal with that. Yes. So it's you have to be able to do. You have to be a man that's secure in himself to be able to trust me and trust the people that I'm dealing with. Well, not necessarily them, but me. You have to be able to trust me.
Okay, so trust is a big thing.
Oh, trust is a huge thing. It is everything.
Well, it's funny you said you wanted to be a teacher years ago, right? I saw somewhere that you had a teacher tell you one time that you talk so much you'll be pregnant by the time you're 15.
I did.
How did that make you feel?
I did.
When I heard that, I was like,
Yeah, I
interesting to
did.
say.
Yeah, as a young.
Here's that.
Hi. Ooh, that looks delicious.
Share play.
Thank you.
Enjoy, okay?
Thank you so much. And you know what? That always stuck with me. I know I talked about that on radio. I did. That always stuck with me, but it stuck with me in a good way because I did everything to make sure that would not happen. It pushed me to make sure I did everything right. I knew I wasn't going to be a teenage mom. I knew that. I knew that. And then the fact that now I get paid to talk. So it's just the irony. And that was actually a teacher I liked. Really? So I used to tell students, you have to be careful what you actually say. Teachers, you have to be careful what you say to students. Because that stuck with me in my entire life. And that wasn't even, I was younger than that. I was in elementary school when that was told to me.
Oh, that happened in elementary school?
Yes.
That's a bit much to tell elementary school kids.
Yes. I wasn't even in high school yet.
Wow.
Yeah, not even middle school. I think it was my last year that I was in elementary school.
so your parents have been married over 50 years, right?
Correct.
Is that something you want for yourself?
Well, I'm not gonna make it over 50 right now. Unless, look, we going 100, what? We're going to 100? Okay, I gotta get married tomorrow. And we're gonna go we're gonna go 50, because they're like 54 years. That is a long time. that is a long time.
How do you feel about
54 years. Well, I guess I could. I can't make it to 54 years.
I didn't want to say
Yeah, now that I think about it, I can't make it to 54 years. But we would definitely have to live a long time. Yeah, I
What
have
are
to
your
think
thoughts
about
on
it.
marriage though? Like, how do you feel about marriage? Is this, marriage, is that something you necessarily, some people really want it. Some people could take it or leave it. Some people see the value in it, maybe not. What's Tamara's thoughts on marriage?
I mean, I definitely believe in the unity of marriage, for sure. Absolutely, absolutely. Now, I've never been the girl that starts planning a wedding in high school and college. I've never been that girl. I'm not the girl that has to have this fairy tale drawn out wedding. That's all I wanted to do. I've been dreaming about it since I was little. I'm not that girl. Yeah. Totally not that girl. But I definitely believe in unity of marriage and family. You know, I come from a big family as well.
Do you have siblings?
I do, but my mom had 11 brothers and sisters. So I have about 30 something first cousins, literally. Literally. So yes, so my family is big. You know, I come from that family where we have Sunday dinners together, where we sit at the table. You didn't have an option to be like, well, I'll eat later. No, you're about to eat now with family. We sit at the table holding hands and we're praying over our food. We're eating together. I come from that. So yes, I believe in that. I come from family reunions we used to have every summer. You know, I come from a family, you're spending the night with your cousins. You know, it's, yes, 6 to 7 of you guys in the bed. We're all females. Like, we're all in the bed stuck at my grandmother's house. You know, I come from family. So I value that. Family is important. Family is important.
And you said somewhere that your family doesn't really talk drama. They don't really talk that kind of stuff. Is that true? Like you guys don't talk anything drama, anything negative, anything like. I'm like, that was an interesting take.
No, yeah, like I would honestly say, because I grew up in the church. I grew up in the church, sitting on the front row my entire life.
Okay.
I'm definitely, and I am still to this day, I enjoy going to church.
Do you consider yourself religious, like really religious?
I consider myself, definitely, I cannot do anything without God. Point blank, period. And I am a testimony of that, for sure. So yes, but I definitely grew up in the church, sitting front row. You know, my family grew up in the church. My grandparents grew up in the church. We all went to church together. We were that family. It was 8 of us sitting on the front row. We are that family. So that's always stuck with me. That's all. And then for me to jump into the entertainment industry, those morals and values were definitely needed, for sure.
Well, let's talk about the entertainment industry.
Yes, they were needed for sure. For sure.
What's your take? You're seasoned in the entertainment industry. You've seen it all. You've been a staple, a pillar of this community for a very long time. What's your take on the entertainment industry? Specifically, let's start in Jackson.
In Jackson? Yeah. As far as entertainment artists?
Yeah, artists.
It's a lot of talent here. I think that we definitely, for years though, I think we definitely have an entertainment, a nightlife, a scene. Because look, back when I was doing television, that's what we were doing. We were doing nightlife and covering artists and events and concerts. That's what we were doing. So I think it's just, I just watched the city grow. We've just grown. We've grown, yes, and it's amazing. It's amazing, I love it, I'm here for it. I'm here to see it. Like, that's what I love about Jackson, it's grown. And the people here, you know, no matter what people can say about Jackson, we still have people who love each other, who support each other genuinely.
But what do you mean by that? No matter like what people say about Jackson?
Because we get a negative. Everything we watch, if we turn on the news, it's negative.
Yeah.
You know, it's always so negative. The crime, you know, as far as it's negative, you hear all the negativity. You hear more negative than you do positive. But for me, I try to surround myself with positive. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by that. I know for a fact there are still good people in Jackson because I'm around them.
Yeah.
You know, we meet them every day. Every day. People who genuinely support each other. People who genuinely support each other's businesses. Genuinely. Every day. So that's what I look at more of the positive than the negative. Every city has its problems. Every city has its problems. Every city. But that's what I focus on, just what we're doing collectively, positive, and more of a positive light than a negative.
Yeah. What's your favorite part of being a Midday Diva? I think that is a great name, by the way. I know you've coined that over like forever, but like, what's your take on, like, what's your favorite part of being the Midday?
I love middays. I love middays. Wow. I really do. I really do. From 10 to 2, like, I love it. I used to be in the afternoons. On the afternoon.
Did?
Yeah.
I don't remember
I
that.
used to be in the afternoons. Like, afternoons. I was doing entertainment news in the afternoons. So, coming into the midday with my own show, like, I loved it. I really did. Because people, like, they're at work. People are listening at work. Some people are on break. You know, I have some listeners that listen from the time they get to work from 10 and they're gonna listen all the way to 2. They're just that dedicated. And I love that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yes, I absolutely love that. And so I just like the time. I like middays. I like middays. I really do.
Well, you had
Not too early. It's not too late. Not too early. Not too late.
What's something that people don't know about radio, right? Like when they look at you, they say, "Oh, Tamara, she's tapped in from 10 to 2." But like, what is that? What is it really like behind the scenes? I'm personally curious.
It's work. It's work. It requires work, you know, and it also requires, one thing that I will never forget, program director told me, it's 80% of your talent and 20%. 80% of your personality is what we want to see. 80% of your personality is what we want to see.
I don't know if I quite understand it.
Yeah, somebody had told me that years ago, program director. 80% of your personality, meaning we want to see you more. We want to relate to you more. Personalities are usually relatable.
All right, note.
Yes.
Take a little note here for
Absolutely.
myself. Stands out.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then it's not about you. I learned that a long time ago. It's not about me. It's not about me. It's about my audience. It is about my audience. No matter what type of day I'm having, as soon as I step in the building, it is
You gotta
definitely.
turn it on.
Oh, absolutely.
And I know there's
'Cause
days
it's
you
not,
don't want to.
It's not about me. It's about my audience. But also, radio is my happy place. I love being behind the mic. That is my happy place. That's like, you know, you can be yourself. You know, you're not only there, and I've always said I wanted to be more than a voice on the radio. And what I mean by that is that I'm not only there to entertain people, but I'm also there to inspire, to motivate, to encourage. I'm there for a number of reasons. I don't want to be just here to say, hey, you listen to Future. That's not what I'm trying to do. Every platform has to have a purpose. So it has a purpose. I'm not just there playing games all day. It has a purpose. It's a message behind what I talk about.
And I love your positivity, right? Like, you know, and well, I'll save that point. I got another thing to bring up. But I love your positivity and just the way you approach it and the way you're talking about how you approach your work. You had a mentor one time, and I'm just curious on this. You had a mentor one time tell you that in order for you to really reach your full potential and like spread your wings and fly, I think she said something to the effect of, Jackson and that radio station is your happy space, is your happy place and your comfort zone. That's what she said.
Exactly, it's your comfort zone.
How do you feel about it?
Because it is a comfort zone. It is a comfort zone. Like, you know, and one thing about the comfort zone is that you have to grow. I think that even with the television show with Bell Collective, that's out of my comfort zone. So yeah, that's out of my comfort zone. So that's true. Radio, of course, that is my comfort zone. That is my happy place. Bell Collective with TV, that's out of my comfort zone. You know? So that's a part of growing. And just even with, you grow. You know, you just leveled up because it's different for you. It takes you out of your comfort zone. And I'll tell anybody, like Bell Collective and reality television is different from any television that I've ever done.
Yeah.
It's very different. I've done Dish Nation. I absolutely love it. That's similar to radio. That's similar to talking with different personalities and your point of view. They don't want you to be anyone but yourself and your point of view. That's it. And you're still talking about entertainment news. Another show I did was Bring It. I was the guest co-host on Bring It for a number of episodes. I loved hosting. I love being around kids. I love the excitement of it. And I love live audiences. Still a different type of television than Bell Collective.
Let's talk about Bell Collective since you bring it. I just gotta ask. This is coming from a guy, right? So take this with a grain of salt. But when I watch it, it looks a little messy sometimes, right? Is it really that messy? Like,
you're gonna have drama.
Okay.
You're gonna have drama, but it's not all about drama.
Yeah.
And you have to understand that. Remember when I just said every platform has to have a purpose.
Yeah.
And every platform that I have has a purpose. It's up to you to choose what that purpose is. So if I'm not inspiring or motivating or encouraging someone in some aspect, I have to have some type of impact or it's not worth it. It's not worth it to me. You have to make an impact. Somewhere in that show and that you're gonna have a message. That message is gonna have a purpose.
well, see, and I think
So it's not all drama.
Yeah.
It's not all drama. One of the things that I took from last season had a congressman to call the station from something she saw on Bell Collective. So, you know, and I became a part of that. Became a part of that initiative, and it dealt with fibroids, and that's something that 80% of women deal with in the Black community that we deal with. And so that came from Bell Collective. To me, that's purpose. So now they're pushing a bill through legislation. I actually sat with congressmen across the country virtually telling them about my story. And that came from Bell Collective. That's purpose. That's an impact. things like that. Every platform has a purpose.
And it's a great show, a great look. The cast is phenomenal. Now you on the show seem to be like one of the more level-headed ones. You're not usually in a lot of, I guess, the cattiness. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but I just had to ask that question because when I watch it, I'm just like, man, it seems like they're always, you know, some people are always at it and stuff like that. But I like what you said. It's a good message. It's good for the people. It's a good show to highlight the city also.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I absolutely love about it. It breaks those stereotypes of Mississippi. And as a personality that grew up in Mississippi, I just remember when I would travel, let's say if we did BET Awards or the Grammys, first thing when people look at you as a personality, they're like, where are you from? And I say Jackson, Mississippi, the first question, they're gonna be like, why are you still there? You know?
What?
Yes, I used to get it all the time. Yeah.
How do you feel about
I
that?
used to get it all the time. Like all the time. I would get it all the time.
How do you feel about that though?
It's like, it's a stereotype. And Bell Collective helps break that stereotype. That's what I love about it. Because even in our new season, you're going to see new restaurants. You're going to see new businesses, new ventures. You're going to see young, Black, successful people in Jackson, Mississippi. It shows that. It breaks the stereotype. Someone just sent me a link the other night where it showed a lady talking about she was thinking about moving to Jackson because she did not know there was that many Black people there. I kid you not.
She got it. She got
like,
it.
so yes, so it's like these stereotypes that they don't know, and they don't know how many successful people are here.
Yeah,
successful businesses. Like, you know, so I love the fact that it does break stereotypes. It breaks stereotypes and it lets you see there is so much success and young, successful people here, businesses. Like, and that's what I do love about it.
So you say the new season, when does the new season drop? And moreover than that, because when this airs, I'm sure it'll be out.
Yes.
But what do you think people will be saying at that point about Bell Collective season 2? This is the second season?
This is the second season. Okay. It definitely has grown from season 1, for sure. Definitely grow. You're going to see growth. You're going to see, like I said, new businesses. You're going to see growth in businesses. You're going to see new Bells. You know, yes, we have new Bells as addition to the show. You're just going to see so much more. You're just going to see the growth, and that's what it's about. It's growing, and of course, you're going to get your little drama, but you're also going to see women that are balancing family and careers. You're going to see that.
Well, we got this food in front of us now, Tamara.
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay, what?
I have never had sushi a day in my life.
Are you serious?
I am so serious, and
What?
I'm only trying this for you.
Oh wait, okay.
Do
I
you
wonder.
know how to use chopsticks? 'Cause
I actually do.
I do not. I do not. So step
Okay.
1 of the interview process
Okay.
is teaching me how to use these
Yeah,
things.
I actually do. So I'm gonna tell you how they
So where do
told
we
me.
start?
I'm gonna tell you exactly how they told me. They like
All right.
get it between. You see where like the middle
So it's almost
finger.
like a pencil
This
with
just
this
gonna
hand,
sit.
right?
This just gonna sit. It's
This
not
one
gonna
gonna
even.
sit.
It's going to sit. And I'm
right.
teaching you how I was taught now. So
All
I
right,
don't know if I was taught wrong. I have no idea. But it's just gonna sit. This is going to do all the moving.
I see where we at with it.
Yes, this is going to do all the moving.
Okay.
So this is how I was taught. And it works because
Well,
my
you
food
teach
makes it to my mouth.
You teach it.
So it works. It works. So go for it.
Let's see.
Soul is history that moves you, saying, remember this day. Soul is the spirit inside each of us that never gives up. Soul is a voice that says, listen to me. Discover our history, our spirit, our soul in Jackson, Mississippi, the city with soul.
You're good. Hold on, let me get situated. I got my one right here that's not moving.
The one that doesn't move.
Then I got my picker.
Yep, that's the one. One does not move. It just sits there and hangs out.
Oh yeah, I'm ready to rock now. You can
do it.
You can send me here. You can send me anywhere. Now let me get one of these. Let me get this shrimp. Yeah, I'm ready to rock and roll. Oh, cause of you. I can't wait to tell folks.
A little better.
I'm gonna tell people, you know who taught me how to eat sushi with chopsticks? I'm say Tambra Cherie taught me. I'm telling everybody. I'm telling everybody.
Okay. It made it to your mouth.
It made it. With your guidance, it made it.
Yes.
So, we've talked a little bit about Bell Collective. I'm curious to know just about some of the things that Tamara does, right? I mean, besides being a midday diva, you've talked about a few things already on the show that you've done, but you're also an author.
I am.
I don't know if people know that.
Yes.
Right? And you've also started like a tea line as
Yes.
well. So like, just talk to me about all of this, and I'll
Yes.
have questions along the way.
Yes, I still have the book out, Surrounded by Sin, Grounded by Love, 8 Simple Keys to Becoming a Better You.
It's an interesting title. Why title it that?
Surrounded by Sin, Grounded by Love. It's self to me because I am surrounded by sin. I feel like just in the entertainment industry, we see so much, but I've always been grounded by love. I've always stayed grounded, and that's important. So that's from the title, Surrounded by Sin, Grounded by Love.
And there's like principles in the book.
It is. It
So
is.
what are
Just
some of
becoming
your
better.
Yeah, what are some of your, and when you say becoming better, like what was the reasoning for that, right? Did you wake up one day and say, you know, there's things I want to do better?
Yes, we all have to grow.
Okay.
We all have to grow. That is super, super important. And even as women and men, you know, we give our power away too easily. You know, too
think
easily.
so?
Yes.
Let's specifically talk about women.
You
Yes.
think women give their power away too easily?
Even you, if somebody comes and they're having a bad day, you know, and you're in this great mood and they say something to you out of line, or, you know, you're gonna feed into that. If you're not strong enough, like, you know, you're gonna feed into that just because of you being human, you know? So it takes a special kind of skill to not do that. And what you'll end up doing is letting that person ruin your entire day. You've given your power away because now they've taken control over you, because now they control how you feel based off an action that they had with you. You see what I'm saying? So things like that, people don't think about, we have to work on. And that takes work. Just like anything else. We work on our jobs, we need to work on ourselves. That takes strength.
And is that what the book, and that's where the book came from?
Yes.
Working on
Yes, absolutely.
And has it worked on you?
It has. I'm just like, oh yes, a lot. Things that I probably would have bothered me, you know, 15 years ago do not bother me now. Things that would have bothered me 10 years ago do not bother me now. Things that would have probably bothered me 5 years ago do not bother me now. You know? So that's growth. That's growth. That's really growth. And I tell anybody, like, you know, it's so many things in the book. Like, it's so many things that I've talked about.
Talk about
It's so
like
many
a few
things.
principles in there, like
It
specific.
is. It is. It's one of those that we talked about, giving your power away and just, you know, trying to keep your power. I always say, watch the things that you entertain. Anything that you entertain, you give life to. If you entertain it, you're giving life to it. You want to take away a supply, don't entertain it. Point blank, period. That's true.
So does that, and I can see how that principle would be very helpful for someone in your position, because I'm sure as much praise as you get, I'm sure there's some people who have some negative things to say.
Oh, absolutely.
And you know, one of those things being, I do this thing before I interview anybody. I go on Twitter and see what I can find, right? And one of the things that I did find about you, I was like, oh, okay, that's an interesting way to say it. They're like, well, I just don't believe that's how Tambra really talks. I don't think that's really her voice. Do you think that's a fair criticism?
To be radio, I've been in radio forever. So I would honestly say it's critical probably for them, you know? I think so. But usually I would honestly say this, because I did see one thing. That person was watching TV. They've never listened to me on radio.
Oh, so you saw that.
Yeah,
So you see
that person
everything.
was watching TV. They've never listened to me on radio.
Okay.
Ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had to ask.
Yeah, no, totally. I remember that, because it's that person was actually watching television. Never listened to me a day on radio in their life.
But that's a situation you didn't give power to it.
Absolutely. Everybody's going to be, but you have to be able to handle those things. God is never going to put you in a situation that you cannot handle, ever. And then you have to, like, sometimes he's going to keep you hidden for a while so you are able to handle certain situations. Sometimes you might be in a place in your career, you wondering why you're not growing at such a faster pace, probably because you're not ready. You know, you can't be a hothead in every situation that you come. Like, that's not going to work for you. Everything does not deserve a response. I talk about that in my book. Everything does not deserve a response. You're giving, what did I just say? Anything you entertain, you give life to. You give life to it.
Well, talk to me about your tea, right? Why start a tea line, right? Do you love tea or something?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, I've been drinking tea forever. Like,
You're gonna kill me here. I've never had tea.
oh, what? Okay.
Don't leave. Please don't leave.
Like, what? Okay, so, but you know what? A lot of people, that's not odd, to be honest. Like, and it's hot tea. Because as a personality, I always want to stay healthy so I can work.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to stay healthy so I can go to work, because I love going to work. So I will be honest, I probably was drinking this immunity tea probably about 5 years, but it was during the pandemic.
Immunity tea.
It's an immunity tea. It's designed to help boost your immune system. So during the pandemic, people were getting sick around me, so they started asking me to make tea for them because they knew I was already making herbs and tea. I was already doing that. Like that's something that people may not know. I'm really into like herbs. I make my own teas. Like, you know, I don't like medicine. I make my own teas. That's what I do. And so during the pandemic, people started asking, well, can you make this tea or can you make this tea? I have one person that called it a miracle tea because it does help. It's designed, the herbs in it are designed to help boost your immune system. And one thing in this industry, you try to stay healthy.
Yeah.
So you can work.
Let me ask, you just said this in passing, but do you not do medicine? Are you not a medicine person?
I'm not.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I'm not. I'll look up, it's something, even for like a headache, I try not to take any Tylenol or anything. I'm just not a medicine person.
I'm the same way.
Yeah, not a medicine person.
All right, okay.
No, there's an herb for that.
There's an herb for that?
Yes, I can make you some tea.
Okay, I'm gonna hold you to that too now.
Yes,
So
yes.
I tried, I say I've never tried tea. I tried it one time accidentally and I've never been back. I go to Target a lot just to walk around, right? And I order a drink from Starbucks and they give it to me and I take a sip of it. I'm like, what is this? You know? And I go back, she's like, oh, I'm so sorry I gave you someone's tea. And it literally tasted like hot water to me. And I was like, why are people just drinking like hot water? Like, is that the
it
deal?
depends on what type of tea it was too.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
some people do not like any type of honey or anything in their tea. They just want natural. Now the crazy part of this is like, I don't like tea, not hot, like herb tea. I don't like tea, like cold tea that people make.
I didn't know people make cold tea, honestly.
Really?
I'm telling you, I thought it was all hot tea. I thought tea was only hot.
No.
I thought you had to boil the
People
water
have
on it.
sweet tea.
Oh, you mean like sweet tea?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I thought there was like a cold tea.
No, like sweet tea.
Yeah, I'm from Jackson. Yeah,
Yes,
I've heard of
like sweet tea. So
Yeah.
people find that odd because I don't drink sweet tea.
I don't.
See, I don't drink sweet tea, but I drink herbs and hot tea.
I got you. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
and there's a big difference. I don't drink the sweet tea because sweet tea, honey, that's sugar. That's nothing but sugar. Exactly. There's nothing but sugar. So people find that kind of strange, but no, I don't even drink sweet tea, but I love hot tea and herbs. And so you probably just had a tea that probably was just really, really strong. That's all.
Yeah, you have to.
It had baby steps.
Yeah,
baby steps.
Just like with this.
Yeah.
We gotta take baby steps.
It's baby
It's a
steps.
slow,
Yes,
it's a slow process.
it's baby steps.
a
It's
slow
baby steps.
process.
It's baby steps.
Slow process. All right. So you started the tea line because people were asking you.
Yes, yes, and it's important. Like I think it's important to always continue to boost your immune system. Like that's important, even in the off season. Like even right now, you know, it's hot outside, but at the same time, people are still getting colds and COVID. I can honestly say, let me knock on wood, I've still never had COVID. Never had COVID. I haven't had the flu in years, and I barely get cold.
Yeah, whip me up some of that tea.
So, exactly.
You out here making, you just skated clean 2.5 years. Whip me up some of that tea.
Yes.
Well, I gotta ask this. Somebody once said nobody knows about Tamara's love life. Well, Tamara, I want to know about your love life.
Well, honey, thanks to
can
Bill
we talk
Collector.
about your love life? I got to know. I can be a bit inquisitive. So you're dating, right? I asked if you're single. You said you're dating.
I am.
Now,
I'm
is
dating
Used in this context, is dating used as, hey, I'm dating a few suitors, or are you exclusively dating?
I'm exclusively dating right now. I would say that. I'm not scared to date anyone else.
Are you really? Why?
Because like nowadays, like guys are crazy.
Girls too.
That's true. I'm not gonna argue with that. I'm not gonna argue one bit. I watch Fatal Attraction. I do.
Are you one of those?
Yes.
Like you sit at home all day and only watch
I
First
watch
48,
Lifetime.
somebody
I
gotta
watch
die.
Fatal Attraction. I watch For My Man. Like, yeah, it's crazy out here. No.
Have you ever been in a long-term relationship?
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
So you have. What's your longest relationship?
My longest, not the one that I'm back in now.
Oh, wait a minute. Is the guy
But
you're
the first
exclusive?
time, my longest was, we were probably together maybe about 16 years.
16. Wow. How did that not go the distance?
And we started so young. I mean, I actually met that person when I was I was freshman in college. So I was super young.
So 16 years, and okay, you
I was really
started-
young. I was young.
Okay. And the growing pains, I would imagine, would
Right.
have to be difficult because you were not in radio then,
No,
right?
I was-
Maybe kind of starting to figure it out, getting your legs in entertainment under you. So did that have something to do with it as well?
Oh, for sure. Oh, absolutely. Once I started into my career, everything else, my career came first to me.
Okay.
You know, that might not be the best thing to do, but it did. It was important to me. And I was having a good time. Yeah, I was having fun. Like, yeah, when you're doing something that you absolutely love and you're having a good time and you're having fun, like that's different. That's different. But, you know, I still had the relationship, you know, and there's probably been some things that we could have done differently, but, you know, it just didn't pan out. We needed to go apart and then come back. We needed that time apart.
So the gentleman that you're exclusively dating
Right.
now
Yes.
is the gentleman for 16 years?
Yeah, exactly.
We definitely don't pop
Yeah.
the question this
Yeah.
time.
We were apart for years. So we needed that time apart.
Okay.
We did.
Well, so you gonna say yes when he asks then, right?
I'm not gonna tell you because then he's gonna be thinking, okay, he got her.
You gonna say yeah. I know. I saw it in your eyes. You gonna say yeah. She gonna say yeah, bro. She gonna say yeah, bro. But okay, cool. Well, so family, coming from a big family, being in a loving family, I would imagine family is something big to you.
Oh
right?
yeah, definitely.
Now it's you've been very open about your struggles, or I don't know if struggle is the right word, so please correct me here. But you've been very open about your struggles or challenges, maybe having a child or things of that nature. So, is that something you still want to do?
Yes, because I haven't tried yet. Keep in mind, I haven't tried yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I have
so
not
yeah,
yet.
it's
Yeah,
clearly on
I haven't tried.
Okay.
I haven't made that step to actually try yet. So that's
Okay.
something that I haven't done.
Okay.
I haven't done. But you're actually talking about this fibroid surgery. So
thank you.
yes. So you're talking about the fibroid surgery. So yes, that is a surgery that I actually had to have, and that can affect a woman's fertility as well. You know, but thankfully that that it worked out. I can honestly say that. Thankfully that it's worked out. I was the person that wanted to be married before I had kids and all of that, especially before I tried having kids. But that just hadn't panned it out yet.
Yeah.
So now as you're getting older, you're like, well, wait, like, where did the time go, So, but yeah, it's definitely something, because that's definitely something I have not tried to do yet.
Do you feel any pressures from like family? Like, are your parents saying like,
oh, of course.
Where's our
of course. Marriage, it's not just me. As Black women, we feel pressured for marriage, kids. That's almost like the first question that people ask. When are you getting married? When are you gonna have kids? And to me, as women, that you never know what a person has gone through. I have friends that sometimes they've been married. I just met a young lady the other day. She's been married for 8 years. First question she gets: when are you gonna have kids? Well, they don't know. For 8 years, this person has struggled. If you don't know a person's struggle, just don't say anything. People always say, and I think as people get comfortable asking those questions. Well, when are you gonna get married? How do you know that person has not found the right person for them to marry? So I don't even just think that's a me thing. I just think that's a thing that we in our society, that we expect women married and kids. And I know women who do not even want kids. Yeah. And people look at them strange because they don't. And that's okay. That's not her story. Yeah. That's not what she wants for herself. That's not what her story looks like for herself. And that's okay. That's okay. That is okay.
When you talk about that's not her story, and moving on from kids, what's your story? Specifically, what's next for you, right? I know you do Bell Collective, your tea, your book, you've been the host of the radio show here, but is that your story? Like, is that where it ends?
Oh, no, it's so much more. Oh, no.
Exactly.
It's so many things I want to continue to do.
With what your mentor said about the local market and growing out of that, have you ever thought about leaving the market?
For sure. I actually initially first interned and worked in radio in Atlanta when I was in college. I came back to Jackson. Exactly. Yeah, I came back to Jackson when the opportunity presented itself. But yes, of course, but it has to be the right opportunity for me at this point. It has to be the right opportunity. Can be an opportunity just because I'm moving to be moving. It has to be the right opportunity in the right market. You have things that come up, but it's not right for me. It has to be right for me. So, and I do see, even when it comes to like Bell Collective, when it comes to this particular show, when it comes to this TV show, like it opens up different doors. I have met people all over the country now that, that I absolutely love. You know, I did an event in Dallas not too long ago. Well, it's been a while, but I did an event, but the people that I met, I still talk to those people today.
Okay.
You know? And I would have met them just in a different market, in a different light. And they support me. And I love that. I love that. But certain things, like, it opens doors of opportunities. Remember I said every platform has to have a purpose. A purpose. So yeah, it is so many things I want to continue to do. Like, I love doing what I'm doing. I want to host more. I love people. I want to continue to serve people. I want to continue to help people. I want to continue to do more for people. So it's so many things that I want to do. Absolutely.
Serving people, helping people. What do you get out of, like, what type of fulfillment do you get out of
That's
that?
success. For me, that is success. Absolutely.
So that's what success looks like.
That's
to
an
Tamra.
impact. Making an impact is better than making a paycheck to me. And let's understand that.
Okay, that's real.
You know?
That's heavy too.
Exactly. Like, every man, you know, some people say money moves them. Money doesn't move me like that. It doesn't. Purpose moves me. Purpose moves me more than anything. Anything.
Well, and I will say now, I usually like to call people's bluff when they say money doesn't move them, but you turned down $1 million baby.
Exactly.
So money don't move them. I'm telling you.
Exactly.
If I was a woman and somebody offered me $1 million,
exactly.
Okay, so
exactly.
That's real.
Exactly. You know how many people come to me with all these different opportunities that involves money, and it's just not for me. That's just not my purpose. I have to have some type of purpose. You know, that drives me. Purpose, impact, helping people, serving people. That drives me, and I have to enjoy what I'm doing. If I'm not enjoying it, then it's not for me. I want to enjoy what I do. I get up every day for work. I enjoy that. It's not work to me. It's not work. It's something I enjoy to do every day. I don't have a problem doing it. I love it. I love it. You know the saying, you say when you find something you love, you never work a day in your life? That's true for me.
And you found that.
I found that in everything that I do. Everything, every platform, everything that I've done, I have found that. I found that.
Well, I guess my next question for you is, I like to ask this question, and it's kind of in line with what we're talking about success. So I ask this question, passion or skill, right? Is it more important to be passionate about something, or is it more important to be skilled at something? And the reason I ask that question is just because people oftentimes say, I'm passion will take you where skill won't. I disagree with that. I think skill takes you where passion can't, personally. So what do you think?
Well, passion is going to increase your skills.
You think so?
Yes. If you're passionate about something, you're going to be passionate about learning the skill of what you're doing. You're going to put work into what you're doing. So that's going to make you more skillful at what you're doing, make you more talented at what you're doing. You're putting that passion into it, that work into it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I'm more of the mindset of when you work at the skill of it, you inherently become passionate at it, right? Like I don't think I was necessarily passionate about interviewing per se, right? But I worked at the skill of interviewing, and now I'm insanely passionate about it, And that's why I say I think it's a little bit of both. I think we can marry the two, your philosophy and my philosophy.
I do, but I definitely think that you definitely have to have that passion there. I do, because I know so many skilled people
that don't
even.
I got you.
Yeah, they're not doing what they love to do right now.
I want to talk about Mississippi really quick, because you've said that until recently, let me not misquote you. You said until recently you had not experienced racism in Mississippi, right? Can you talk about that a little bit? Because people automatically put a stigma on the South in general and say, oh, you're from Mississippi, I know it's racist down there,
Yes.
And for you to have been here, been in the industry, been a personality for such a long time, and to not have experienced that, I'm curious to hear your take on that.
Now, one thing that they helped me realize is that I probably didn't experience it wasn't in my face. So let me say that. I've never experienced racism that's dead in my face. You know what I'm saying? That I knew it was racism. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I never was an experiment until recently. Like you said, there was one moment when I felt in that moment, and that was like within the last year, Like, wait, is this what racism is? Is this what we're doing? You know, I felt it in that moment. But up until then, no, because it's never been, like you said, in your face. I had never experienced that in my face like that.
Do you believe colorism is still a thing?
Honestly, I would say yes. I would say yes. But that's because people make it a thing.
I think so too. And I've been told that colorism is more of a thing amongst women, right? And that's why I wanted to ask
people
you.
make it a thing, unfortunately. Unfortunately, people make it a thing, you know? There are so many issues out here that we have to be worried about besides, yes, you know, and the thing with colorism, it's among us.
We do it. It's something we put ourselves in, honestly, you know? Because I think guys deal with it too, right? I mean, people joke all the time, and it doesn't bother me, right? I've been lighter skinned my whole life, but, you know, people say it all the time, oh, you like, that's some light skin ish, or that's,
right,
you know what I'm
the
saying?
jokes and stuff,
you know?
yes.
Well, you know, okay, I got you. Tamara, what is, as I start to wrap us up, I want to be cognizant of your time, but I'm curious, what does legacy mean to you?
Ooh, legacy. I feel like my family, like I feel like to me, legacy has just been passed down to my family. You know, from my grandfather, you know, it's passed down like to my father, you know. So it's just something that, leaving an impact behind, having an impact on a person's life, you know. And I was reminded of that the other day, and I actually talked about this on social media, is that I received a book at the station, like literally received a book, but it wasn't the book necessarily. This young lady had written a handwritten note, because we usually don't write handwritten notes anymore. She wrote a note that was kind of lengthy, and it was the things that she said in that. She was things that she said, and she was from Laurel, Mississippi. I wouldn't forget it, but in that moment, I saw the Monday, it was everything that I needed to hear. And I just remember saying that this is my why. This is my why. Anytime you can know, you never know who's watching, you never know who you are inspiring, you never know who you are motivating or encouraging. And so when you get letters like that, it reminds you of your purpose and your why. So when I say legacy, having an impact upon someone, how you make people feel is important to me.
People, I got like 3 questions that rushed in my mind right there. One of them being, who influences you? And I'm asking this in a weighted way, because I saw somewhere that you used to have a wristband, and I don't know, I didn't see the wristband, but it was like, what would Oprah do?
Yeah.
So is that someone who inspires you, or who inspires you?
Oh, definitely when you talk about entertainment and interviews. Oh, of course. Yes, she's the queen of all that. Yes, absolutely. But even I can say family-wise, my parents, they are my motivation and inspiration for me. You know, like they've set the example. They just don't talk about it. They are the example. Everything they do, what they talk about. You know how some people just run their mouth and they're just talking and just talking? No, it's about your actions. What are you doing? Are they lining up? Are they lining up? I talked about this the other day. Like even the things that we see on social media. You know, I never understood how, perfect example, people can post scriptures and you post about God and Christian, but in the next post, you're talking negatively about somebody else. I've never understood that. It's not lining up. It's not lining up, because just being loving, and it's not only to your family, it's to other people, it's to the stranger. It's easy to love your family. It's easy to do that. What can you do for a stranger or somebody you don't know?
Yeah, that's real. What's your relationship like with social media? You talk about it. What is
Let me say, I was forced to get on social media.
Oh,
I was the last person on my station to get on social media.
You were?
I was.
What's
I was
your
the
favorite
last
platform?
person to get on social media, and they did it in a meeting. They was like, "You have to get on social media."
Oh, they fresh.
Yes. They were like, "You have to get on social media." I was like, "I don't want to."
You and I got a lot in common. I'm not a social media guy either.
But I can't say, like, I do. I like it now, for sure. Because it's a way to connect. And it's also a way to connect with our audience. So I love that. It's a good way to connect with people I don't know that do listen every day. You know, it's a way to connect with people who have watched on different platforms. I connect with them. So I do love it now. I do.
And what's your favorite platform? I'm just curious. I gotta know, where does Tambra spend most of her time?
It would be between Facebook and Instagram. It would be between those two. It definitely would be between Facebook and Instagram. For sure. For sure.
I think this has been a great conversation. And the last thing I want you to leave the people with is, what's one piece of advice right, that you have for anybody that wants to be something similar to you? They look at you and they say, I want to be Tambra one day. I want to be the next midday diva. what advice would you tell them?
It's something very common that my father actually says all the time, that he said ever since I was a little girl. And it's something that we hear very common, and I just think that is so true in every aspect of our life, and especially when in your job or whatever you're doing. And it's very simple. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. That's it.
And that's a bar.
That's it.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Last question. I just want to know this too.
Okay.
Who is one of your favorite artists?
My favorite artist.
Yeah.
My favorite artist, it's not going to be rap.
I got no complaints.
Yeah, like it wouldn't be. I mean, I do have some favorite artists when it comes to like hip hop, but no. See, a favorite hip hop, I would have to go with like I would have to say that Jay-Z.
Okay.
Like Jay-Z, Jeezy. It's just that whole swing that they have about themselves. When I would probably say R&B, I am more of an old soul when it comes to R&B music. I like classics.
Give me two.
You know?
Give me two. And they don't have to be your favorites, just two people, two groups, two whoever that you really like. You could not live without their music.
I couldn't live without their music. Couldn't live, it's so strong.
I got to have, maybe, but I got to have me some Michael Jackson, personally speaking. Could I not live without him? Sure.
Let me tell you,
I
can honestly say one of the best concerts I've ever gone into in my entire life to this day would still be a Prince concert. It would still be a Prince concert. That's when I say, talk about that old soul. Like it would be like a Prince concert was probably one of the best concerts I've ever gone into. And I stayed on my feet the entire time. Would be Prince, you know? And I love those groups, like, you know, your Jagged Edge, like your old R&B groups. Like I still love their music, you know? I do. I really do. Well, yeah, of course, you know, I am a Beyonce fan. I love what she's doing. But I still love the Mariah Carey, you know?
You like the people that sing.
Yes, I'm gonna need you to sing. Fantasia, I'm gonna need you to sing. Take your shoes off. The Patti LaBelle's, like, you know, yes. Like, I'm gonna need you to sing. Like, one of my favorite, honey, the Mississippi Mass Choir.
Okay, yeah. I got you. I'm tuned in now.
Yes,
Yes. Well, Tambra, from one Callaway alum to another, I just want to tell you, thank you for taking the time to sit with us. We got a little token of appreciation for you.
Thank you.
Here is the show at Dirty Napkins.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Thank you.
But
yes,
that's all the questions I have for you. I will let you go and get back to being this multifaceted influencer, host, author, tea creator, chopstick teacher, like everything. What don't you do? But seriously, no, it's been a pleasure. I had a great time talking with you, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
This season is already off to a great start. We hope you enjoyed my conversation with Tambra Cherie here at Tuk Tuk Boom as much as I did. We partner with some sponsors to help us spread our reach and our awareness. So be sure to follow us on all social media platforms at Dirty Napkins. Until next time, it's your host, J.Taylor.